So the war is a complete and total disaster. And by the way, who do you have to thank for that? Well, first and foremost, you have Donald Trump. Do not let him off the hook even slightly. You have Donald Trump, who is first and foremost responsible for this because he is the president and the commander-in-chief. But of course, as we know, the real engine behind it is the state of Israel. And I said this at the top of the show, you have so many other good things this administration could be doing when you think about it. Trump got elected, among other things, to cut the deficit by $2 trillion per year. He got into office to do an infrastructure bill, rebuild the airports and bridges and highways and all these things, first world infrastructure. He got elected to build a border wall, carry out mass deportations, which is 1 million illegals per year. He got elected to fight the war on drugs in Mexico and against these narco states. Think about all the things that we could be doing other than this. That's the real heartbreak, because it is a zero-sum game in politics. One man and one cabinet cannot do everything. They need to choose what they're going to focus on and what their major initiatives are going to be. Under Obama, they did Obamacare. Under Obama, they did health care. Under Biden, they did an infrastructure bill. Think about this. Think about how much we as Republicans are getting royally fucked. When Democrats get in, they say, how about we give you free health care? How about we forgive your student loans? How about we do an infrastructure law, the Biden infrastructure law? And we're going to give you a tax credit if you buy a solar panel and a tax credit if you buy an electric car. That's what happens when Democrats get elected. Obama's signature legislation, Obamacare. Biden's signature legislation, Build Back Better, the Biden infrastructure law.
Is my game locked?
We're actually going to build things in America. What happens when Trump gets in office? How about a 10% corporate tax cut and a war with Iran? Are you the beneficiary of the corporate tax cut? Do you own a corporation? I don't think so. You're probably a W-2 or maybe a 1099. Are you really jumping for joy that the corporate tax rate is permanently 21 or 23% now? I don't think so. And they say, well, if you cut taxes on corporations, then they can invest more in their employees. They can increase compensation. Really? Because wages are totally stagnant. Purchasing power in real terms has gone down because inflation is rising faster than wages. So that's not really working, is it? So Democrats get in, we'll forgive your student loans, we'll take medical debt off your credit report, we'll invest in infrastructure, we're gonna give you a big COVID stimulus, we're gonna give you free health care. Republicans get elected, how about a corporate tax cut? How about a corporate tax cut and a war with Iran? Great. Awesome, the golden age, are the streets paved with gold yet? Do we live in El Dorado? Oh man, I almost got confused. I went downtown to Chicago and I saw the streets were paved with gold. I said, is this El Dorado or is this Chicago? Truly a golden age. And it could be so much different. Everything they are doing, they could be doing for us. They told us we could not do mass deportations because it would be bad for the economy. And then they made gas prices go up to $6 a gallon. They told us we couldn't do mass deportations because it's going to be bad for our approval rating. Then they brought us into the least popular war in modern history.
People donating?
It goes on and on like this. They could have done the border wall. They could have done mass deportations. They could have drained the swamp. They could have finished the job and gotten rid of all these NGOs, all of these State Department funded left-wing activist outfits. They could have destroyed Antifa. They could have ratcheted up FARA and went after all the billionaires funding the bail funds for BLM. They could have went after Mexico. They could have went after Cuba. They could have created a tariff schedule and the government could have been collecting $200 to $300 billion a year in revenue. I remember when they did the Liberation Day tariffs, that day it became possible to start a business in America. Because all of a sudden there was tons of demand for all the things we're buying from China and Vietnam and Indonesia and Malaysia until they reversed all of it like the next week.
Take that away.
Could have done so much more, but this is what you get. And all of this is to say, look, there's really one answer to all of these problems. There is one answer. There is only one solution.
This segment delivers a sharp populist critique of the modern Republican Party's governing record. Nick contrasts the legislative priorities of the two major parties, arguing that while Democrats consistently deliver material benefits to their base such as student loan forgiveness, infrastructure investments, and green energy tax credits, Republicans repeatedly default to corporate tax cuts and foreign military interventions. For the working-class voters who formed the backbone of the populist realignment in 2016, a permanent corporate tax cut and a conflict with Iran do not address their primary concerns, such as wage stagnation, inflation, and border security. Nick argues that the GOP establishment has successfully co-opted populist rhetoric while continuing to serve corporate donors and foreign policy hawks. This analysis underscores a fundamental nationalist grievance. The political system is structured to ignore the domestic populist mandate in favor of corporate welfare and globalist foreign policies.
Which is the GOP has to be destroyed. There are zero other options. It's a very simple logical chain. If the Republican Party is a vehicle for political opposition, and it is, you've got the Democrat machine, which is, it's never going to work, okay? What is the Democrat constituency? It is all these like militant non-white people. They fucking hate white people. It's all these far lefties, LGBTQ, feminists, unions, students. I mean, you go on the left and you see this is just not an option, okay? Like the left is never going to save us. The political left is the enemy. They're doing land acknowledgements. They're doing pronouns and trigger warnings. I mean, that is still very much alive. As much as we joke about, haha, we're Democrats now, I'm a moderate Democrat, that is still not really on the table. It's just not an option. And the Democrats, just as much as the Republicans are controlled, the Democrats are funded by who? George Soros, the Pritzker family, Reid Hoffman, Michael Bloomberg. You think the right is Jewish? Dude, the left was created by Jewish money. So the left and the Democrats are impenetrable, and actually they're far worse. Not just in what they do, but even in what they say. So if you recognize the Republican Party is the vehicle of opposition, it is the opposition party, it is the antithesis of the Democrats, and what does it mean as a vehicle? It means they have institutions. The Republican Party is on the ballot everywhere. They've got the infrastructure. They've got the personnel. It is an all-in-one package. We also recognize the Republican Party is irredeemably under the control of foreign influence. If you elect the Republican Party as such, you're not going to get anything good. You're going to get everything for Israel, nothing for us. The people that are running the party, the people that are in the party, they are operatives of foreign governments, foreign intelligence, billionaires. You're going to get big agriculture. You're going to get the Israel lobby. You're going to get Wall Street, Little Tech, Chamber of Commerce. So the Republican Party is not really an option in its current form. And so what you have to realize is the only way for us to achieve power is to take over the GOP as the vehicle of the political opposition and make it reflect the real opposition. But the only way this can be done is if they are weakened. If they are sufficiently weakened, then they can be captured. And the only way to weaken them is if the Democrats punish them. If there's fewer of them, if they have less money, we need to look at them as like a depreciating asset. We are like private equity. We need to come in, we need the Republican Party, we need their stock price to go really, really low so that we can have a hostile takeover. That's how you have to look at it. The Republican Party, if they're winning, is too expensive. If the Republican Party is winning races and they're profitable and they're doing really well, then we're priced out. We can't get in. You can't buy the top. So if the GOP is winning, we have Congress, we have the Senate, we have the White House. We are cutting deals. We're doing patronage. We're doing all this quid pro quo. We can't get in. But if the Republican Party, if their price falls, if they are sabotaged, if they just start fucking losing, and they're not winning elections, and they're getting subpoenaed, and they're getting impeached, and they have all these problems, then we can move in and there can be a hostile takeover. Then we can buy it all up. Because people are going to start running for the exits. Oh, the Democrats are going to be the party in power. Now all the money is going to go to the Democrats. And the Republicans are going to be sitting there with their dick in their hands saying, who's going to vote for us? Who's going to invest in us?
Push R to throw my Pokemon. I like dash.
This is what happened in 2016. In 2016, the Republicans had not won the popular vote since 2004. Had not won a presidential election since 2004. Now, they had won the House and they had won the Senate in 10 and 14, but they just did not have, it seemed, a national presence. It was a question if they could even continue as a national party. And that is what allowed Trump to come in against a failing GOP. And we need to do the same thing in 2028, which is hurt the GOP in 26, and then in 28 you can get in. In 28 you could get our guys in there. I think that's the only way to go about it. Otherwise, you got to just forget about politics at all. Otherwise, you got to forget about national politics. I don't see any other way. People say, oh, you know, the Democrats are just as bad. I know that. The Democrats are actually worse. But the Democrats, institutionally, if they butt the Republicans out, then they will start to suck up the money. They will actually be a magnet for capture. The billionaires, the interests, the people that want the power, they will be buying the Democrats, and the Republicans will be an undervalued asset. That's when we can go in and make the play.
Also, it's no longer showing me the levels of the Pokemon.
So, if you're not happy about the war in Iran, you're not happy about Thomas Massie, and by the way, Thomas Massie proves this is the only way to go. Thomas Massie was an incumbent, and the Israel lobby just dumped $20 million on him, and he lost. So you're not going to win these battles. This we're going to do it by running primaries on the inside in every state, and it just doesn't work that way. That's not going to work. Sorry, that's not going to work. You know, all these primary candidates, I don't think any of them are even going to win. In Ohio and Kentucky, wherever, they're not winning. What can happen is a Democrat can win a solid Republican's race. And then you don't have a Republican in there, and it sends the message Republicans are losers. That's when we can have an opportunity. That's when you make your hostile takeover, not when they're riding high, not when you're fighting Trump. We need Trump out of the picture, and by that I mean when he is leaving office, when he is sunsetting, when he is on his way out, that is going to present the opportunity. And if Republicans take a lot of losses, if they take a big hit, and if they are degraded, then an outsider can come in and revitalize the brand. They can recapitulate the brand in a new and exciting way. That's what has to happen. People don't like to hear that, but that is how you play to win. So this is why I'm on that so forcefully. And mark my words, it's going to work. It's going to work. It's going to work. It's going to work. The Democrats are going to get into the House. They're gonna motherfuck the GOP, and I can't wait to see it, even just for personal reasons. I can't wait to see Democrats win. I can't wait to see Trump impeached, because Trump betrayed us. You betrayed us. You suck. You broke every promise. You betrayed the revolution. Now you deserve to be hurt by the opposition. So just purely for personal reasons, it's gonna feel good to see that. But also for ruthless political reasons, this is what is going to create an opening for the dark horse. Now, the dark horse is not, people say it's Fishback. Look, I like Fishback, but he's running for governor in Florida. There are other dark horses you have not met yet. And we'll see them perhaps in 2027. But first, we need to create the space. Trump permeates everything. Trump permeates everything. There is no escaping it. There's no overriding it. First, we need to create an opening. We need to create a space for creation to fill. Trump needs to be weakened. He must contract so that something else can get in. And that means he needs to lose. He needs to be delivered a decisive blow. He needs to be impeached. He needs to be investigated. Everybody around him needs to be hurt by proximity to him.
Yo, Lord Eastwood, thank you.
You understand this? Otherwise, if Trump comes in very strong in 28, then Vance is going to consolidate. Really, that's the operative word, is consolidation. You got to think how this is going to play out. In 27, the Republican primary starts. If just Vance or just Rubio goes out, they're going to consolidate 80% of the vote. There's not even going to be a primary. And it's going to be a done deal. If Trump's brand is strong, that is how it's going to be. But if Trump is very weak, if Trump is weaker than ever, even, significantly weaker than he is now, if Trump is extraordinarily weak next year, then maybe Vance and Rubio both run and they split the vote between each other. Maybe a bunch of people run because they sense there's an opportunity. But you don't have that same consolidation. You don't have the same effect where one guy is going to get all of the votes, making a true primary impossible. That is the biggest threat. So this is what needs to happen. Okay.
Here, Nick outlines a pragmatic and ruthless political strategy for the anti-establishment right, the hostile takeover of the Republican Party. Recognizing that the Democratic Party is ideologically and financially inaccessible to nationalists, the GOP remains the only viable political vehicle for opposition. However, in its current state, the party is controlled by foreign lobbies, financial institutions, and establishment donors. The core of Nick's strategy relies on the concept of the GOP as an undervalued asset. As long as the party is winning elections and maintaining power, the establishment can easily ignore its populist base. Only when the party suffers significant electoral defeats, loses donor funding, and faces institutional weakness will the barrier to entry lower. By allowing the establishment to fail, the populist wing can execute a takeover, reshaping the party to genuinely represent nationalist interests. This realist approach suggests that short-term electoral losses are a necessary cost to achieve long-term systemic change.
But that's that. We're going to move on. We're going to take a look at our super chats. We'll see what you guys have to say. We're not going to cover the Gene Carroll thing. I just don't really care about that at all. So we're just going to take a look at the super chats. We'll see what you guys have to say. Clavicular 28. Hey, never say never.
Now I recognize you.
I thought it was on purpose, to be honest.
I don't know, though. He might, we might see Clavicular on APAC Tracker at this point.
You sound like Crazy Frog.
You're going to see like one of those APAC Tracker graphics, and it'll be Clavicular. How much did that club cost? I'm not throwing shade. I like him. It's just funny. So, no, unfortunately, no.
I'm on fire.
Could you imagine if Clavicular ran for president? That would actually be kind of viral. That would actually be cool.
Wait, what was I saying about? Oh yeah.
But
he was answering questions. Somebody was like, "Why?"
He had to go with the Israeli gangsters. It sucks, but it is what it is. I'll be in Miami soon. Maybe I'll pull up. Can I pull up? Will they let me in? I'm banned from every other club.
Was he there?
Can I go to, what is it called? Baccarat? What is it?
Maybe. I mean.
Can I pull up? Can we play the song just like old times? Yo, Clavicular, it's me, Nick, remember me? Joe, let's play the song again. I'll be like banging on the door. Clav, yo, tell him I'm cool. He sends out like, he sends out 5 security guards. They all have yarmulkes on. Clavicular sitting in the back of Baccarat with the girls. He's like,
it's daytime and there's still like skeletons out.
He pulls over Joe the boxer.
Yeah, he died in 19.
Yo, Clavicular Doe, tell him I'm cool. Tell him we're friends. I'm cool, right? Let me party. I want to go to the club again. He sends out, there's like 16 IDF soldiers.
The story started.
Kind of sad, right? Kind of depressing. They literally pick me up and throw me out because I'm 125 pounds. They hoist me up over their head. 16 IDF soldiers and throw me out of the club? Clav, I thought we were friends. You changed. You switched up, man. You switched up.
Just saying.
Wait, what did I miss?
I gotta go back to, what was that club we went to? I don't even remember the name of it.
Just like
Bro.
some of the best.
Bullshit.
Joan,
Yeah.
Joan, check this out,
Okay.
right?
Everybody's switching up.
So.
Nah, Clav is still cool, but
Wait. Sorry, Law. Joan
He
hasn't
won't let
seen
me
Hamilton.
party.
Can you just sing it?
I just want to party just like old times.
Okay, I got you.
Okay.
Yeah, that sucks. I'm going back to Miami, and I'm not going to be able to hit up the fucking club.
Ghosty and Joan.
What is that?
Okay, add me.
I want to go back to the club.
Oh shit.
Invite
But
me.
I want to go back to I want to party.
I'll send the link.
I drink now. I want to drink at the club. I want to make love in the club.
Copy. Hello.
No, I'm kidding. My clubbing days are over. I was involuntarily retired by the Jews.
Okay, I'm inviting.
Okay, don't be mad. All my chat is gonna go.
When I die and go to heaven, I'll be like, why did you let them think I was so anti-Semitic?
And then.
And God will say,
We got
that was your camouflage. I was
good.
protecting you.
We got,
We
got Brad.
He was protecting me from the club.
Shay.
Son of a.
Why did you let them ban me from all the clubs? Why did you let them ban me from Instagram? That was your camouflage. I was protecting you.
I wonder why.
Anyway.
Frank invented the light. It was
I'm too old for the club.
IYKYK sent
It's
$20.
over.
Just letting you know that Milo is talking shit about you today.
He was dumb for that.
Everyone's talking shit
Street
about
sent
me.
20.
Everyone's talking about me. Let's just pause right there.
Frank,
Benjamin Frank.
Watch this.
Benjamin
Let's just
Frank.
pause right there. Everyone's talking about me.
Street sent
To
$25.
everyone.
Just rewatch the Attack of the Clones. You're literally Chancellor Palpatine at the end. The Groiper Wars have begun.
Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah. Yeah, very true.
Timmy Turner sent $20. Her teeth are fine actually. The chatter was hitting. Her eyebrows are the issue. Every chat morph of you is just you with them fixed.
Think so?
the share chat.
I'm going out on an adventure.
What do I
on
do
my
about
own,
him?
And I'm almost surely gonna die, but that's a risk.
Yeah, I think you're right. I just got to get him cleaned up.
Right.
I don't know where to go, though.
I mean, I assume.
My fear is that if I get my eyebrows done, they're going to look gay, you know?
If you're
Like if they're too,
Pokemon.
Oh my god. Oh my
if they
God,
look
there's-
too
wait,
like
no, 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 no,
manicured or
there's
whatever,
so
that
many
it's just going to look
zombies and
gay.
shit right here.
My encoding.
So I don't know.
Send out a Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
Hook me up.
Common Void sent $20. How do you feel about the enchanting effect you have on women?
But they're
I have
all,
no
like,
enchanting effect on fucking anybody, okay?
I'll leave
Everybody just hates me and wishes I would just go
That's what I'm trying
die.
to do. I'm
At
trying to level
that's
up
how
my
it feels. Lately, it just
trying to find
feels
someone in the
like
battle.
complete indifference. No one is enchanted, and there is no enchanting effect. That I can tell you.
I like
Enchanted. No enchantments, bro.
Yeah, 'cause you
I'm
wanna-
a
you wanna
fucking
just give it
wood
to me.
pickaxe.
Soy Guy sent $20.
No
When were you and
enchantments.
Candy Ass Owens getting married? The boys can't wait much longer.
She's married, dude. They're all
Raper
married.
Groiper sent 50.
It's like that movie.
Raper Groiper sent $50. About to turn 21. Started a digital ad agency doing $20K/month. Got confirmed into the church, and I'm 4 semesters from my finance and poli sci
Love
degree.
it, yo!
Your advice helped a lot. Thank you, Nick.
Look, see, people do it every day. God bless you, man. I love that. I fucking love
It
winners.
turned into
And I
nothing.
love that.
I'm pretty convinced I'm fucked.
Bro is 20 years old, doing 20 grand a month, and what are you doing? And what are you doing?
Give me
Nothing?
the map.
What are you doing, pussy?
He'd like to see all the
People do it every day. They do it every day. This Groiper is making, this 13-year-old Groiper is making $50,000 on an AI rap. And basically, you are a fucking loser. So I love to hear it, man. God bless. Good for you, man. Catholic, educated, money.
up in planes randomly.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Stay locked in.
Not like so rare you'll never.
Stay locked in,
Cray sent
nephew.
$30. What is Champ Champion's problem? The contrarian gimmick is so trite.
Locations, they spawn.
Is he being contrarian?
Oh, ah!
Where were the
Audra,
I don't know.
Welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid.
I don't know what the big problem is.
What's going on
with,
Audra? How are
um,
you?
Apparently they also spawn in.
You know,
Audra
people are
Raiders,
all
we
over
playing
Fishback all of a
Minecraft
sudden.
with a bunch of other KC tenants.
It just seems like concern trolling. I just don't really see. People are like bitching and whining about it. It's like, we have a candidate who's getting buzz and getting excitement, pushing the Groiper message, and people are getting weird about it. It's kind of, there seems like something's going on there. I don't know what that is exactly, but,
Please go check out Audra. I've been hanging out in there a lot.
you know, I would have gotten behind these other candidates, but they just didn't have the same, there wasn't energy. Fishback, what I like about him is, He's putting in the hard work. He's doing 3-4 campaign events every day. He's viral on social media. They got a great digital team. He's an articulate spokesman about the issues. And I think it's an uphill battle. Like, obviously, Byron Donalds has tons of endorsements and tons of money. But I think they're running a really interesting campaign. And I just like to see that there's somebody out there pushing a similar message. I like it as a blueprint. I like it as a prefigurement. And I think, you know what? When they do that debate in July, it'll be very interesting to see what comes of that. So if there were more candidates like that, I'd throw my support behind all of them. But the problem is so many of these candidates.
Transitioning to the audience interaction portion, Nick addresses the local political landscape and the challenges of grassroots organizing. He highlights candidates like Anthony Fishback in Florida as examples of the type of energetic, disciplined campaigning necessary to challenge the establishment. Unlike traditional candidates who rely solely on institutional backing, populist candidates must build organic momentum through alternative media and direct community engagement. Nick also addresses the constant presence of concern trolling within the alternative media ecosystem. In any highly polarized movement, there will be actors who seek to sow division or moderate the message to gain mainstream favor. This commentary emphasizes the importance of maintaining ideological purity and skepticism toward alternative media figures who shift their positions under external pressure. For the movement to succeed locally, it must prioritize genuine grassroots infrastructure over superficial mainstream validation.
They just suck. They don't do events. They're lazy. They're not good speakers. They're not that smart. So I like what I see from him, and I think that's it's just interesting. Let's just see where it goes. But people are like concern trolling now.
Sasuke Grower percent $20. Your sleep is probably being disrupted by parasites. Dave Smith listeners get $60 off our colon cleanse with code problem.
Wow.
Daisy Bond sent $20. It's my 21st birthday. I'm a UK fan, and not many of us left. Smiley face emoji. True Groiper.
What does that mean? I have plenty of fans in the UK, but happy birthday. Hope it's a good one. We love the UK. We love the British Groipers.
Thomas Cruz sent $100. Trivia. What 15 or so countries were created as a direct result of World War I's end?
You know, if you have one that's like name one thing. What 6 million countries? Thank you for the big super chat. 50. You don't even know how many. What 15 or so countries?
Radagon sent $2,500. Can the dude step it up with the donations? We can't keep letting the Foids money mog us.
Yo, thank you for the massive super chat. 07s for Radagon. Thank you so much, man. Very true. The Foids are just like, I don't know what happened. But the Foids are just printing the money. Thank you for the unbelievably huge super chat. Thank you for the support. God bless.
Yeah, chat. Everybody go follow everybody.
Seriously, thank you, man. 07's in the chat for the goat.
Infamous Nutsack sent $50. Today Yoram Hazani officially sits on the board of the Heritage Foundation. Nick vindicated yet again. Sadly, the Pope still hasn't issued a fatwa. Disappointed face emoji.
Vindicated about what? About heritage? I don't know what you mean specifically.
Bro Enmo sent $20. I have sympathy for Danger Sluts Hubs. Your Groiper wedding is celebrated on AF to this. First year is the hardest, they say lol.
Your Groiper wedding is celebrated on AF to the... Oh, right.
I don't know where to go.
Well, look, they started it. They wanted to be shitty about it. I was nice. I knew about the threesome. I knew about all that stuff, and I was trying to be nice. I knew she was a hoe, and they're sending in super chats about the marriage, and I was like, well, you know, it's great. It's totally great. I would see, this is what, do you see what a nice guy I am?
Yeah, I fell down into like a pit and then like...
She's a total hoe. I knew that. You think I don't know these things? I know everything. I know everything that goes on.
What the
So this hoe has her Groiper wedding, and people are sending in super chats saying, oh, how about the Groiper wedding? That was cringe. And I'm like, well, no, it's okay. Like, she's part of the community, whatever. I was literally as nice as I could possibly be, knowing about the threesome and that she's a hoe.
Would that be a good thing?
And then they diss me. But see, people don't even realize how kind I am. That's called integrity. It's all those little things you do that people never see or acknowledge. It's all those little things that people take for granted. You don't know you have it until you don't. Until you treat me like fucking trash.
No, you're chill. The person that asked the question question.
So yeah, I knew about the threesome, and I knew she was a hoe, and I knew about all of it, and I still was nothing but nice. I wouldn't go on her show. I'm not going to promote her. But I was nothing but nice. And then she goes in the New York Times and says, maybe America First is going to succeed without Nick. Well, maybe you can take your fucking cuck and shut the fuck up forever. What do you think about that? Maybe you could take your bullshit conference and your fucking cuck husband and your sugar daddy, and you can go and fuck off and have audio problems for the rest of your life. Dumb bitch. So yeah, I was nothing but nice, and this is how I get treated.
Randall from Recess sent $20. Keith over Chrome. LARPing climate bro with Ukraine flag or charismatic Irishman. Tough call. Orville/Paul Hauser collab.
Keith over Chrome, huh? I saw their little feud on Twitter. Look, Keith is my boy, okay? That's my best friend. That's my best friend in the whole world.
Is your inventory full?
That's my nigga, bro. Keith Woods, that's my nigga. That is the homie. That is my day one. So we love Keith, and I definitely agree with him. Look, I like Chrome. We're going to have our Call Me By Your Name summer this summer. We're in total agreement on that. We're fully sending that one up. Little Call Me By Your Name summer. So look, I like Chrome, and I like some of his content, but yeah, like, I agree with Keith, and he's pushing the Democrat thing a little too far. He says, no, we have to just be unironic Democrats. It's like, bro, the Democrats are not who you think they are. It's not going to go the way you think it's going to go. The Democrats are actually evil.
I'm like camo animal, going in and out.
So, and look, I get it. It's blue wave. It's funny, all that kind of stuff. But look, the Democrats get in, your boy is going to jail. I hope you know that. Democrats get in, we are getting like murder fucked to death. we are getting murder raped to death if the Democrats become the president. So,
Oh, hello.
yeah. So I disagree with him about that. But that doesn't mean we can't have a Call Me By Your Name summer. That doesn't mean we're not all in on that. That doesn't mean we're not sending that up. We're not fully sending that one out there.
Son.
But yeah, I'm going to have to side with Keith on that one. Coming back to theaters, too. So we have that to look forward
Groiber in the
to.
swamp sent $30. They all stand under you, but none of them understand you.
Hmm.
Yeah. And your voice sounds more
Yeah, that doesn't really make a lot of sense, but
Faith
okay.
Fuentes sent $20. I know you're not a Fed, but I always see people scream this yet no decent argument. Do they truly believe it? If so, why?
You're asking me why they believe it? Ask them. I don't know.
That was too crazy.
I don't really feel like going through that
Herman
again.
German sent $100. Thanks for the great show, Chief.
Thank you for the big super chat. Appreciate it.
Eric Blair sent $20. My love has got no money. He's got his strong beliefs. Musical notes emoji. Musical note emoji. Musical notes emoji. Freed from desire. Mind and senses purified. I miss the theme song.
I don't know that one. What is that theme song? I don't know that.
Cree Midboy sent $20. Hey Nick, what's your Chipotle order?
I don't eat a Chipotle. It's all slop. Slop bowl.
CD Capital sent $100. Hi.
Thank you for the big super chat. I appreciate it.
Concrete Groiper sent $20. Collab with Tim Gordon. He speaks about you very highly and he is extremely wise about the JQ from a theological perspective.
I did collab with him, I think a year ago, 2 years ago. But yeah, I like him a lot.
Big Groiper Fish sent $20. First thing when we come to power, banning fat people from motorcycles. Shit is gay to begin with. Fats make it worse. Hashtag Tubby. Hobgoblin 13 sent $50. Are you pretty much at your goal weight or do you want to get lower? Congratulations, by the way. I too have lost a tremendous amount of weight in my life and I know it's a great feeling.
I don't really have a goal weight. I didn't really set out. I just said like I want to get as skinny as possible. So I think I'm going to stop like right around here. I think I'm going to stop right around like 125. And then I might put on a little muscle.
Texas Red sent $150. Bannon/Fishback 2028.
Knock that off.
No, dude, that's not, fuck you. That's not the ticket. Thank you for the big super. I love when people are just like, just shut up. Just shut up. Please just shut up. Thank you for the big super chat, but no, dude, no. Like, Bannon is not our guy, okay? Where even is he? I feel like, does he even do a show anymore? I thought we were going to be bros.
In this segment, Nick provides practical advice to the younger demographic of the populist movement, focusing on the traps of modern higher education and traditional career paths. He argues that dropping out of college without a clear plan is a recipe for financial instability, but sticking to an expensive, ideologically hostile academic system is equally damaging. The populist economic
Combat is
critique
so
view
slow.
higher education as a debt trap system designed to produce compliant corporate workers rather than independent thinkers. Instead, Nick encourages young
It's so
nationalists
slow.
to pursue real wealth-building avenues such as digital entrepreneurship,
Oh, that's so-
skilled trades,
okay.
and independent business ownership. By achieving financial independence early, the youth can insulate themselves from corporate cancel culture and establish the material security necessary to support alternative political institutions. This focus on building independent economic networks is seen as a prerequisite for long-term political resilience.
And then I just never heard from him. So, but no, I don't think so. He brought on Josh Hammer and said, "Oh, you're amazing." It's like, hang on. Steve Bannon brought on Josh Hammer and was like, Josh Hammer, you're amazing. I love your book. Brother, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Everyone in here is in trouble right now. So I don't know about all that. I don't know about that. I'm glad that he's against Vance, but I don't like all that. That part. that part was not good.
Young Roy Cliff sent $20. Me and my boys have been praying the rosary for Roy Perdadzil son. He's an amazing friend, Earl.
Wow.
Please pray for him.
Oh, you're IRL friends?
Joan, if you're
Hey,
trying to
well,
talk,
that's
you get into
awesome.
a group 'cause
God bless, buddy. Yes, I love to hear that. Prayers up. Prayers up for all our
This is pretty chaotic.
gripes.
Texas Groy % $25. Are Texas Growipers going AI Paxton or Lotal Arico this cycle? Already voting for Eno Hosa to unseat Abbott.
Oh, Paxton, for sure.
Not a big fan of Sneeko sent $20. Thoughts on hitting Sneeko with a big shovel?
No. No violence. Do you know me? No violence.
Is there
No, I want to make that clear. Look, we just want Sneeko to know we're not happy. I don't want him to be hurt or anything like that. I still care for his well-being. Even though, he doesn't, he thinks I should just go and die or whatever. But no, but
group, do you have any proximity?
we just want him to know that we're not happy.
Young Pablo 978 sent $100. 10 years since we lost a real ass nigga. R.I.P.
Really?
Harambe.
We're
Black
still
heart
doing
emoji.
this?
Gorilla emoji.
Thank you for the big super chat. Appreciate it.
WNC Growiper
Thanks.
sent $20. I asked Sneak GBT what to do if someone disavows my friend and it's said to rise above and bend over on a rug like a brown clown.
Okay.
Black Sunblock sent $20. I am petition NetherRealm Studios on their next Mortal Kombat game to put a exclusive fatality scene for Sneeko. Finish him, then he gets a race punch explosion. Anyways, thanks Nick.
Come on now. We can't be joking about that. Not good. Not cool.
Gumble2Gumble sent $20. Nikki Ferriola from the Cicero crew is a fan of yours. You need to embrace your inner Guinea and go on the Skinny podcast with Joey Merlino from Philly. You midnight, midget, Mexican, Machiavelli you. Grant Peterson sent $50.
That's just like gave me the ick. That super chat smelled like cigarettes. That super chat smelled like dried beer and cigarettes.
The band.
You sound like one of my dad's friends. You sound like my dad would be like, "Hey, this is my friend. Hey, you got to go on the whatever." We love this podcast. Yeah, I don't know, but you sound like old. Am I making myself clear? You sound like an old fart. Sound like an old fart. You sound like you smell like cigarettes and dried beer on a bar table. On a high top bar table.
Diversity stole my bike sent $2,267.
Whoa!
Yeah.
6'7". Thank you for the huge super chat. Dude, remember 6'7"?
Unbelievable.
Oh man, make it 6'7" again. Can we just make it? Remember when that was going on? I remember on like Labor Day, we were out on the lake and there were like these like little kids on a dock and we're just like 6'7". It's just like everybody, young and old, everybody was doing it. Remember that?
Jesse, what happened?
Thank you for the huge super chat. I really appreciate it. God bless. Diversity stole my bike. Is this guy like Saudi? This guy's a Saudi, bro.
Stop stealing.
Who are you stealing?
This guy moves like the Saudi. This guy's like Tucker's friend. Thank you for the massive super chat. I really appreciate it, man. God bless.
Tucke's grandma sent $20. Great show, Nick. Be safe. Keep your head on a swivel.
What is that, a threat?
I'm
You threatening me?
Blitz sent $20. Hi, Nick. My friend Veil.Angelcake wanted to know if you prefer Coke Zero or Diet Coke.
Diet Coke. Diet Coke for sure. Coke Zero tastes like shit. Diet Coke actually tastes good.
Is that an Eevee?
So,
Richie sent $25. I love how number one anti-Semite 13% Jew Blizzarian and commie professors
know.
Chang try to call you controlled opposition.
yeah, the guy who's like has the FBI up his ass for 30 years with triple citizenship. Yeah, he's clean. And the resident of China, he's cool. It's the 27-year-old live streamer who's been through fucking everything. Yeah, I love it.
All right, I'm sorry, Pidge. I'm sorry, Evie.
I love it.
Bane sent $20. When new is slow, and we have a Lego Batman gaming stream, then you have my permission to die.
Lego. Okay, grow up, bro. Grow up.
Mark sent $500.
Yo, thanks for the massive super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. No message. Beautiful.
Groiper
We
Explorer sent
love it.
$20.
Thank you. 07s for Mark. Please, some 07s in the chat for Mark for all the support.
Groiper Explorer sent $20. You brought up Epcot yesterday. Great example why culture identity is essential. We crave distinct nations. See ya in Mexico.
What is this take? Diabolical take. Bro said, this is the real diversity is so important. Dude, shut up. If the whole world could be white, that would be that would be better. Don't give me this nonsense like the real diversity is nationalism for everybody. It's like, dude, the real victory condition is whites control everything. The fuck are you talking about? You know what Epcot is? It's run by white people.
I use hypnosis.
Epcot is the real model. What are you talking about? It's like a simulacrum?
It's fine.
Because what is Epcot? It is like it's a white intentional community where white people are making all the different recipes. They're LARPing. They're LARPing. Real Mexicans do not make Epcot. Real Mexicans make like a cartel-run country. And so on and so forth with the rest of them.
I think he's too high.
No, the world is not, oh, the real diversity is like Epcot. No, dude, that was like when everything was a colony. Epcot is like the world when every part of the planet was a European colony. That's just like some wholesome Chungus, Keith Woods ass nationalism for all nations.
She's Irish, actually.
I respect the sovereignty of all nations. Well, I don't. I don't. Nationalism. Your country is called Central African Republic. Your demonym is a direction. Your demonym is a direction. Hi, I'm a Centralese. The rich Centralese culture. You're in proximity to other artificial borders. Nationalism for all nations.
I don't think it's gonna work like
Give me a break. How about civilization at the tip of a spear for everybody? Civilization brought to you at the tip of a sword for every indigenous tribe. And you can polish the diamonds. Somebody has to mine the fucking nickel, dumbass. Somebody has to mine the fucking cobalt for the smartphones.
Are you single? I heard you're
So.
single. Is it true?
Is it true?
Nationalism for all nations. No, you don't understand. The Congolese people have a right to all the cobalt. We have to negotiate with them.
Okay, we gotta go.
Here's an idea. Here's an idea. Let's fly down in our mech suits from our fucking spaceship and let's hold them at the point of a plasma rifle and take all their stuff.
Does
And
anybody
they'll be
have any
grateful.
Great balls or ultra balls I could borrow really quick?
How about the white people come down in our flying saucers with our plasma rifles and our mech suits
A bunch of EVs.
and we just take everything?
No, I need to.
And we'll build them housing. We'll build them stuff. Yes. And we will build them stuff. As we did, as we always do.
He's muted.
Look at the architecture in South Africa, you know, and we will build them things, but, you know, but we will be the boss, but the aliens will be in charge. Okay, the Aryans from Atlantis will be in charge.
Nick offers a critique of what he views as a sanitized, wholesome version of nationalism advocated by some alternative commentators. This moderate perspective, which argues for a neat world of independent sovereign nation-states respecting each other's boundaries, is dismissed as an unrealistic liberal fantasy. Instead, Nick adopts a realist, civilizational view of global power. Throughout history, geopolitical order has been maintained not by polite consensus, but by civilizational strength and technological dominance. He argues that trying to frame nationalism as a universal template for all nations ignores the harsh realities of resource competition and civilizational struggle. For populist nationalists, the primary goal is not the preservation of global diversity, but the assertion of domestic strength, security, and civilizational vitality. This perspective rejects abstract globalist frameworks in favor of a raw, national interest-driven foreign policy.
Rick Smith Swat sent $20. What do you think of Michael Jackson? Are the allegations bogus or do you think he did it?
I honestly could not care less.
Gamer Groy % $20.
That's one of those things that's just like, it doesn't mean anything to me. I was born after Michael Jackson was the thing. People are, you know, I don't like Michael Jackson that much. So, some people are big Michael Jackson guys. I'm not one of them.
TKG sent $20.
Hang on, what
Gamer
was
Groy
this?
% $20. You really got Groipers in the group chat saying Myron Gaines was creating elite human capital.
Well, we like Myron.
TKG sent $20. Hey Nick, I'm currently unemployed because I dropped out of college. What are some good job opportunities you recommend to make money?
My brother in Christ, you made the
What is even that, bro? Fuck you. You dropped out of college and you're unemployed? You sound like a loser.
Okay, wait.
Here's your step one, get back in college.
Follow me.
Why did you drop out of college? Step one, go back to college and beg for your seat back. Step one, go back to college. Why would you drop out with no job? The only reason you should drop out of college is if it's like bankrupting you or you have something better lined up. I'm unemployed. I dropped out of college. How can I make money now?
Damn.
You're cooked, bro. You're cooked. The rig is calling. Go work on an oil rig. I dropped out of college and now I'm unemployed. Where should I get a job? How about an oil rig? How about a fucking oil rig? Taco Bell. That's my recommendation. I'll see you at Taco
Hoopty
Bell.
Groy % $50. Anna Kasparian Parton for fine chive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So Floridian sent $20. Nick, you should consider going to a fishback rally. Just went to one tonight and it was amazing. Dandarine emoji, fire emoji.
I don't think he needs
They're gonna
that
investigate you for your ties to the Vietnamese
photo op,
No, it's okay, because...
but I encourage people to check him
Wee Man
out.
Bad sent $20. Joseph Chaplik in Arizona is America First. Hess running against Jay Feely for Congressional District number 1.
Okay.
Chaplik was one of the highest rated conservative reps in the state legislature. Catholic too.
Sounds good.
Chimpin sent $20. Alcie's breasts will be Arcado. From now on it's Latinos first. Afro-Latina empire is mathematically inevitable.
That shit is just so, like, not funny.
White Sox Groy % $21. What do you make of Robert Howard wearing a mask on Fox News even if it was him? Longtime fan. Christ is king. America First.
I don't know what that is. I'm not watching Fox News.
Smudge Johnson sent $20. Your Iran coverage is my favorite part of show. It's interesting and you explain it to the layman skillfully and very naturally. W. Nick.
Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you
Two
very
Chains
much.
sent $20. Odds of a recession happening this year hit an all-time low of 14% today. Bullshit. You think it's worth a sprinkle?
I don't know. I'm not a finance guy.
Collab with Master sent $20. Collab with Lamarcus Small aka Master and Celsko on Twitter. You follow him, founded Incels. His looks Max Sword created. Collab DM him.
Really? Isn't that guy 6 feet tall, though?
I didn't realize my level cap went up.
Isn't that guy 6 feet tall? He goes around talking about how he's an incel. He's 6 feet tall. So I don't know how I feel about that, but I do like him. He is funny.
Pepe the Prawn sent $20. I apologize in advance for this chat, but I dropped $300 plus on merch back in March that still hasn't shipped, and I can't get support to email me back. Sorry again.
Send
Just
a support ticket. Send a support ticket, okay? Enough with
Wee Man
this.
Bad sent $20. I can't even listen to Tim Pool since finding your show. Thank you. I can't believe I listened for so long.
I
You
know.
and Dave Smith are all I can consume without my bullshit radar going off.
Right. Yes. I agree with that. Yeah, you know, look, I like Tim Pool, but my show is just better.
Hunter Biden's Coke dealer sent $20.
True.
Candace is going to Hunter Biden to meet the Pope. My loyalty to NJF implores me to spike his next bag with Fent, but WWJD, LHG,
Okay.
Trailerhood 69 sent
Please.
$50. W.
Thank you.
Asivoski sent $20. I remember you and Spencer talking about Omid Malik funding TCN via 1789 Capital. The casual streams have been great this week.
Thanks. Thanks. Yeah, Omid Malik.
Amel Lewis
Interest. He's very, he's Persian, I believe. Persian. The one of the names of his company is the name of the symbol of the Persian monarchy of the Shah. I believe he's Qatari. A lot of Persian exiles went over to Qatar.
Amel
So.
Lewis sent $20. Hey Nick, do you prefer smoothies or milkshakes?
What kind of question? Oh, it's this person.
Hondo,
Oh, okay.
saluting face emoji, sent $20.
Right.
Nick man, I ordered the quarter zip and realized I can't be a fat pig while rocking it. Had to order a medium for when I'm lean.
Okay.
Well, Yvi 2028 sent $333. Thank you for making me laugh and keeping me informed. Heart with ribbon emoji. I saw a clip from Ye 24 days. Ye was equating capitalism with Jewish economics, both contrasted with patriotism. What are your thoughts?
Thank you for the huge super chat. I appreciate it on that. I mean,
I got like 80% of the way through.
I don't know, man. You guys are just kind of hurting me with this. Capitalism is Jewish economics. Thoughts? Thoughts on, you've said nothing, you fucking idiot. Like, I'm sorry. I appreciate the big super chat. Thank you for all the support, but it's like, you're not fucking saying anything.
Might as well be infinite.
Thoughts on what? This retarded ass non-statement? What is Jewish economics? What does that mean? You fucking idiot.
Procedurally generated, so everything is just sort of
He was equating capitalism. I don't know what clip you're talking about, and I don't even know what that means. Contrasted with patriotism. That doesn't mean anything. I don't have any thoughts on that because none of that means anything. You haven't said anything. That's a bunch of nonsense that means nothing. So I have no I can't create your thoughts for you. You're not saying anything. Thoughts on what? You've said nothing. He equated capitalism with Jewish economics, contrasted with patriotism. Thoughts? That doesn't mean anything. Those are my thoughts. I have no thoughts on that because it means nothing. But I appreciate the big super chat. I'm glad you liked the show. I don't know what you mean by that.
Ozorient sent $50. At Ozorient, big ups from Australian International Groip. God help us all.
Yeah.
Saul Rosenberg sent $188. W pilled Pakistani.
Yeah, he was pilling me on Turkey and the Bosporus Strait, among other things. Very pilled, very helpful too. Very helpful, my Pakistani goat.
There's an Alolan Geodude.
Helping me out of a jam. Helping me out of a little bit of a jam.
Galvanize is a great ability.
So, we appreciate him. W Fixer.
Rip.
Dude, we love Pakistan. We are loyal to Pakistan over India. I used to think Pakistan sucked, but then I realized they have nuclear bombs pointed at India and Israel, and then I realized they're awesome. That's why they want us to hate them.
River Forest Groip sent $21. If you see me in River Forest, I might say hi.
If you don't think Scrafty is
Yo, River Forest Groiper, and if you see me out in Wicker Park, I'm a talkative guy. If you see me out in River Forest, I might say hi.
Okay.
If you see me in Wicker Park, I'm a talkative guy. What's going on, the goat?
yeah, Scyther fucks bitches.
Straight from River Forest. Hey, that's a stone's throw away from where I currently am, Berwyn, Illinois.
Alright, here's my place.
What up, goat? Good to hear from you, buddy.
I mean,
Truly. Neighborhood. Bro's the neighborhood Groiper.
Observer Groip sent $100. Thank you for all that you do. We are with you. Frog emoji.
Hey, thank you for the big super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you for the support as well. I need all the help I can get here. We need the reinforcements.
Ladies Man 217 sent $20. After the Iran disaster ends, Trump might go down as the least successful and most unpopular president of all time.
You think?
Doobie
Yeah,
2718
I think
sent
you're
$20.
right.
IPAC endorsed Ed Galrain, John Cornyn, and John Fleming. Trump endorsed Ed Galrain, Ken Paxton, and Julia Letlow. IPAC went 1/3. Trump went 3/3.
That's just totally missing the point right now. The difference is that Ken Paxton is not an anti-Israel ideologue. Dumbass. Talk about context denial. Thomas Massey was the #1 Israel-critical Republican in Congress, and that's why AIPAC poured in $20 million. So to compare that to Cornyn and Ken Paxton, it's just not even the same thing. Ken Paxton is not an anti-AIPAC ideologue.
caught that Geodude.
So
Well, you gotta-
the
you
comparison
gotta-
doesn't make any sense.
Poop D Groip sent $25.
You gotta find it
Thank
right
you.
Kermit Groip sent $25. Watching your ratio that each Hassan is priceless. Thanks for the show.
You see him seething about me today? Actual seething.
Drop an anvil on Sneeko's head sent $20. Your glow up has shown the true darkness that lies within others. They can't stand seeing you shine.
It's real, right? That is true. That is true. They can't take it. The radiant power of the ascension. Too bright.
Try and keep up.
Yeah, it's true.
Jack Lack sent $20. Love the skinny new look, but don't you think the flannel is a little much?
What does that mean? I don't know what
Algernon
that
Sydney
means.
sent $20. What Crowder doesn't understand is that losing in 26 won't affect 28 like in past, when we overtly separate ourselves from GOP.
Yeah, true.
ZVB2X sent $20. Is this really an end to Sneak Ox Nick? Pensive face emoji. Sometimes when you love somebody, you gotta love them enough to let them go. Pensive face emoji.
Well, he's just treating me badly, so I just can't. I don't fuck with him anymore. He just pushed it way too far. That there's no excuse for that. You know, you want to be friends with Jew Kazarian? Okay, bro, there's your new best friend.
Ohio State Groy sent $20. Getting lean ascend to the bottom of your face. Cleaning up the eyebrows will sharpen your eye area and complete the ascension.
Okay,
Native
relax.
Groy sent $40. Can you give a Groy blessing for Charles Leclerc to win the F1 Monaco GP?
Who? What? I'm not even following that. Okay.
Anthony Floridaman sent $30. I actually really enjoy your Iran coverage. It's more engaging and informative than anything anyone else is putting out.
Really? Thanks.
America Unfiltered sent $25. Free Michael Lionheart.
Why, did he get banned? Yeah, we like Michael
Groiper in the
Lionheart.
Swamp sent $100. They all stand under you because they don't understand you, meaning that if they don't understand what you say, they're beneath you and you are better than them. It's a Lil Wayne verse.
They really just kind of. They did
I like that. Thank you for the big super chat.
Luke Smith 0602 sent $20. Okay, that's our last super chat. That's gonna do it for me tonight. Slick sent $25. Groiper mom here again. Trump is just trying to get his base back from the Groipers. They can't ever.
That it's just amazing that they hadn't done it.
He really isn't, though. He's not really trying. He doesn't really care that much.
Huffy Matt sent $20. Thanks for my America First shirt. Been rocking it daily. The boomers love it.
Nice. Okay, that's our last super chat. That's going to do it for me tonight. Remember to smash the follow button, smash the like button, leave a comment. I'm on the air Monday through Friday, as always. Thank you to our top super chatters. Huge thank you to Radagon, Diversity Stole My Bike, and Mark. Thanks to We Love Yay, Sol Rosenberg, Texas Red, Groiper in the Swamp, Thomas Cruz, Herman German, CD Capital, Young Pablo, and Observer Groiper.
It's happening.
Thanks to them. Thanks to all our super chatters. Everybody that watches, we love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, have a great rest of your evening.
In this final segment, Nick wraps up the broadcast by reinforcing the core themes of political realism, community loyalty, and strategic patience. As the political landscape grows more volatile, with geopolitical conflicts escalating abroad and institutional pressures mounting at home, the temptation to compromise or succumb to defeatism increases. Nick emphasizes that the populist movement's strength lies in its long-term vision and refusal to be co-opted by establishment actors. By maintaining ideological discipline and supporting one another through independent media networks, the community can weather temporary political setbacks. The path forward requires a sober acknowledgement of the systemic obstacles ahead, combined with an unwavering commitment to the nationalist cause. As the current establishment continues to overextend itself globally and fail domestically, the opportunity for a genuine political realignment remains inevitable.